Hi guys. I wanted to talk a little bit more about communist China, and if Biden wins, it's going to be very commonplace for them to be kidnapping people. China has been known to be kidnapping people and harvesting their organs while they're still alive. And human rights abuses are rampant under Communist China Party. These are Biden's best friends, guys. So it's nothing new. And if Biden wins, human right abuses are going to be rampant here in America. Don't think this is only going to stay in communist China. This is going to be very common. So women in their 7th or 8th or even ninth month of pregnancy are being forcibly taken from their homes and strapped to tables where doctors abort their unborn children. Religious minorities, as I mentioned in my previous video, and political descendants are being imprisoned. They're being imprisoned in labor camps and detention centers, sometimes without reason. So guys, this goes back to what I've been saying. If you're someone on TV, you are a regular person, whatever the case may be, if they want to kidnap you and falsely imprison you, this is a high likely chance is what's going to start happening to people, because they make money off these organs. So many of these people who are kept in labor camps and detention centers, sometimes without reason, many are tortured for years before they're released. Others are taken to surgical facilities where their organs are being harvested while they're still alive. Does that sound like just socialism to you? People are going to be getting murdered. I don't know how else to say it. Now, investigators, China is still harvesting human organs on a huge scale. Yeah, they are. And the New York Post recently reported, this was back in 2018, nothing's changed since then, because there is a report I just did a video on from last year. And the New York Post had reported back in 2018 more details about forced organ harvesting in Asia's countries' prisons, and how that minority group called Falun Gong has been a target of Chinese government in particular. Many of its followers have been imprisoned and executed, and this is a religious group. Their organs have been harvested and sold. So the Chinese government banned this group, Falun Gong, in 1999, and has been mercilessly persecuting, torturing, killing, and locking members up in black jails, a network of extra-legal labor camps and detention centers established by the Communist Party to detain citizens without charge or conviction. Without charge or conviction. If Biden wins, this is going to be normal. No one's going to come save you. No one can come save you. The deep state's going to be in control. They're going to pack the courts with left radical Democrat and crazies. That's going to be it, guys. Doctors Against Forced Organ Harvesting, DAFOH, performs systematic research into the reports of state-sanctioned forced organ harvesting in China from prisoners of conscience. So if you have a conscience about the human race, or your conscience is spiritual and you believe in Jesus Christ, or you're Christian, they're going to come for you. So a DAFOH Australian spokeswoman, Sophia Breinstein, said the organization was particularly focused on China because, unlike anywhere else in the world, it is the only place where systematic forced organ harvesting continues to occur on a mass state-sanctioned level. And this is the idiot group, Communist China Party, who Biden is obsessed with because they paid him the most money. So there's no formal laws prohibiting the practice, Breinstein said. In fact, in 1984, provision still remains in place which allows for executed prisoners to be used as donors in direct violation of all international guidelines. So if that international guideline is you can't talk about religion because they're going to ban churches and religion and free speech, if Communist China was to win in the election, if Biden was to win in the election, which means they can come for you. And so Breinstein, Brynskine, said the international community needs to take a much stronger stance. They need to see this for what this is, guys, and not just assume this is just going on in a third world country. It's not going to happen here. It's going to be happening here next if Biden wins. I don't know how much more to make it. I don't know how to make it much more clear. Whoever they want to target, whether you have a conviction or there's a reason for them to take you, is not even an issue. If they want to take you, they're going to take you. So we need to have a much stronger stance on this issue, come forward and supply pressure on the issue. This is going to be normal in America, guys. So I had showed a picture of a woman that I thought was actually having her organs taken out. So according to this picture, underneath it says it's a simulate organ harvest in a mock Chinese labor camp in front of the presidential office in Taipei, Taiwan, in protest against China's suspected abuse of killing of Falun Gong members. So that last picture I showed in my last video was not a real picture, thank God. But it was a mock of what they're doing. So Breinstein told the New York Post that China said it stopped harvesting organs from executed prisoners who had death sentences. She said the Chinese legal system is corrupt, making it difficult to tell whether organ harvesting abuses are still occurring. They're still occurring. And they're going to continue to happen in America if Biden wins. Now, people have a hard time believing that Communist China is performing and committing such atrocities. Jintao Liu, last name Liu, 36 years old, thought these atrocities were either too hard to believe. Then one day he was in prison because he practices Falun Gong. Jintao Liu told the news outlet that he bore 2 years of torture and abuse in China's detention centers and labor camps because of his faith. If you're a Christian, you believe in Jesus Christ, guys, and Biden wins, this is what they're going to be doing to people. Is that socialism to you? I don't think that's communism. So oddly, however, he said some of his prisoner friends were taken for health checks and tests on a routine basis. Other former members or prisoners said they also were forced to give blood and urine samples during these health checks. Now, once while he was being beaten by other inmates, Liu said he heard someone warn them not to damage his organs. So they don't want inmates damaging each other's organs with fights. And again, you know, this all comes down to live organ harvesting that's also taking place. The Communist Party says the total number of legal transplants is about 10,000 per year, but I suspect it's much higher than that. But we can easily surpass the official Chinese figure just by looking at the 2-3 biggest hospitals, Matthias said in a statement. These horrific findings are further evidence of China's complete disregard for the value of human life. So they're saying that these transplants and organ harvesting abusively are carried out in China 10 times more than the official government figure reveals, which I suspected even before I read those two sentences. So a lot of these atrocities have been witnessed by Reggie Littlejohn. Says many of these abuses against our women, children, resulting from the Chinese government's utter disregard for human life. So the Chinese Communist Party believes wholeheartedly that people's very bodies are in the domain of the state, belong to them. So therefore, whether it's forcing women to abort babies or forcibly harvesting organs, the Chinese government believes that it owns these people, owns them like property, including their very bodies and their internal organs. And that's how these Satanists think. That's why these stupid celebrities have to go do stupid shit to belong to the sick Satanism circles, elite Satanism circles, you know, because the powers, the corrupt powers that be think they own these people. And if you don't do what they say, you're going to be an outsider. So, in America, our founders wrote in the Declaration of Independence about unalienable rights, God-given, that the government cannot take away. Littlejohn said, in China, however, the Chinese Communist Party believes that it has the ability to bestow rights or take them away. In other words, people have no rights unless the Chinese government gives those rights to them. As we can see, that's what's going on with Joe Biden. He's above the law. And according to Communist China, Hollywood and Soros, to name a few, Biden has more rights than our president. Because the Bidens have yet to be arrested for their crimes. The laptop from hell. So guys, let's remember, when they come get you, even if there's not a charge against you or they don't have a reason to come for you, this is what's going to be going on in our country. Don't think for a second this is just about taking Christmas away. They want to take away our Second Amendment and do what they want to who they want. I don't know how much more clear I have to get about this, guys. This is serious. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next video. Take care of each other and have a great weekend. Bye guys. God bless you guys. Trump 2020. Oh, go vote in person, please. Guys, oh, go vote in person.